boys. Oh, I'm gutted. I am absolutely gutted. I'm fuming. So we've had so many chances to do it. So many. Eves could have had a hat-trick. Greaves, if he'd have just headed it down, we'd have won. Just wasn't to be. Just wasn't to be. And Peterborough won 7-0. So they've half the goal difference gap. Sunderland won, I do believe. Lincoln lost yesterday though, so that's something. That's something. Doncaster lost. Blackpool drew. Portsmouth. The table, we're now 1 point ahead of Peterborough, but they have a game in hand. 3 points ahead of Sunderland. They have 2 games in hand. Sunderland now are the firm favourites. But what keeps us in this race is 1 point on the board and 2 the running. Okay? We have to play Sunderland and Lincoln and some teams lower down. Now I'm more scared about facing teams lower down than I am Sunderland and Lincoln. Because teams like Plymouth, Northampton, Wigan, we're more likely to slip up against. We've got Charlton as well on the final day when we face Nigel. Nige. But Peterborough have to play Fleetwood, as we have to do in a few games' time. They have to play Sunderland, as we have to. They have to play Swindon, Northampton, which we have to, that one. They have to play Gillingham, who are the giant killers in this division. Then they've got to play Charlton, Doncaster, Lincoln, and Doncaster again. That's a very, very hard 5 final games of the season. Sunderland have to play Oxford, who have just beaten Lincoln, Peterborough, Charlton, Wigan, Blackpool. They've got to play us as well. They've then got to play Accrington, Blackpool again, then Plymouth and Northampton. Portsmouth have climbed up to 5th as well. Lincoln look as though they're being cut a little bit adrift, but we'll have a look who they've got to play nonetheless. They've got to play MK Dons, Charlton, Blackpool, Bristol Rovers, Burton, us, Shrewsbury, Peterborough on the penultimate day of the season, and AFC Wimbledon on the final day. We'll look at us now. I think we have, on paper, got the easiest run of the lot. But it's teams at the bottom. And if you know Hull City, we slip up massively against teams at the bottom. Next up, we have Crewe away. Then we play Northampton, then Plymouth, then Fleetwood, then Sunderland, then Lincoln back to back. Wigan, and then Charlton away on the final day. Tough running, and because we've played the most games of anybody, we have to be over-reliant on other teams' results. When Peterborough and Sunderland play, we need that to be a draw, and we need to capitalise on that by winning. When Lincoln and Sunderland play, we need ideally Lincoln to win at this stage. When Blackpool play Sunderland, we need them to win. When, we need Blackpool to win. But most importantly, we have to focus on ourselves. We need to beat Sunderland and Lincoln. Two teams who we are yet to beat in 90 minutes this season. Both times we've played these two teams so far this season, in 90 minutes it has been a draw. Each time. We've played Sunderland at the Stadium of Light in the league, 1-1 draw. We've played them at the Stadium of Light in the Carabao Cup, 0-0 draw, which we went on to win on penalties. Lincoln, we played them in the Papa John's, 1-1 draw, which we went on to lose on penalties. And then Lincoln at the K-Con in the league, which also ended in a draw. We just have to focus on ourselves. Quite simply. Quite simply. We have to... Why am I so out of focus? We have to look... We have to just focus each game. Look at each game, game by game. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. Especially against teams at the bottom. I cannot stress this enough. That against teams at the bottom, we always seem to slip up. Or at least that's how it seems anyway. Just briefly back to the game then, before I round this off. It's a very good game of football. Steve Evans is louder than a jet, quite frankly. He's louder than a fighter jet. How we didn't get sent to the stands, I don't know. I believe if he got sent to the stands, it will be the first time a manager was sent to the stands in a Hull City game since Alan Pardew got sent to the stands in 2014 for headbutting David Myler. I wanted it to happen, but it didn't. But it was a very even game. Two teams who play two very different styles of football. Created an intense game of football, but a game of football we should have won. Eves, he played well, yes, but he could have had 3-4 times the amount of goals he actually did. Jacob Greaves at the back post, just head it down! Head it down! Greavesy is cursed. I am certain Greavesy is cursed. He just can't seem to put it off. Someone on Twitter said that he must always be the lad who gets friend-zoned. I love Greavesy, but come on, just head it down. Just head it down. Lewis Potter had chances as well in like the 80 minutes mark, around the 80 minute mark. That's what I'm trying to say. One of his shots grazed the post. There's plenty of times Malik Wilkes could have flicked someone in, but was too greedy and tried to turn him himself. Doherty had an effort in the first half. Really well rehearsed corner routine, which was just played along the floor to Doherty, who left his marker for dead on the penalty spot, moved to the edge. He had loads of time to set himself and finish it, but he went for the first time effort. And I hate to say it, but it was a mistake. It was a massive mistake. And then their goal, it was against the run of play when it happened, but you could see that at some point it was going to happen. And it just goes to show that you have to take your chances. We could have double the amount of goals we have this season at this moment in time if we took our chances. It's as simple as that. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. In the week there's a couple of different videos coming out. I'm just going to move the microphone quickly so if you hear any rustling near it. this one is scripted, so I'm going to wave this about. If you can catch the pause at the right time, you might be able to see what it's about. If you look at my Instagram stories, you'll probably know what it's about. So a couple of them coming out in the next week or two. I'm going to try and get some career mode out as well. I know I'm slacking on that massively. I'm massively inconsistent with that. I'm sorry. Right, and on that note, I'll see you later, everyone. Up the Tigers. I'm not sure if there's any games in midweek, but we need to pray that all of those go our